2, 3, 3, 2. Whoa! What's going on, everybody? You're in for a treat this morning. We have exclusive content coming at you live and direct from the New Blurred Order layer. Hallelujah. Hope everything is well in your neck of the woods. What's happening? I am your boy, the real Biz Taylor, joined by this lovely blurred cast of beautiful melanated faces. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. The Penguin was released last week. Is DC's finally going to take the forefront when it comes to the battle between the two gods of comics, Marvel and DC? I don't know. I've been hearing good things about it. We definitely must discuss. As you already know, the Rings of Power is still out, and things is happening in Rings of Power. That we must talk about, whether or not they're definitive or not. I'm a little worried, but hey, let's go ahead and do what it do. Also, you already know that Agatha all along has been making its rounds. It is now on episode 3. Are you feeling it or not? I don't know. I have thoughts. Stay tuned. And we also have some exclusive content, shall I say, from none other than our new friend now, Mr. Anthony, who may or may not have some interviews that were done with the actual cast of the Rings of Power show that we love so much. So we gonna get on into it. I'm your boy, the real Biz Taylor. Shout out to you all for tuning on in, and I am joined by none other than the one and only Nolly in the house. We got my man Ty in the house. We got the homie Yaz in the house, and the big homie Anthony in the house. And we all here to chat blurred shit. Let's go ahead and do this. It's the New Blurred Order.
I love the New Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud but we got no stains. Cold ass digital with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
Alrighty, y'all. So you already know we got to keep up with everything that's new, fresh, hot to death. And what's popping right now is this Penguin show. Let's keep it real. I'm going to get right on into it. We've been talking about this show, and I specifically remember predicting that this show was going to do numbers, was going to set a new standard when it comes to DC, and that since we weren't looking for it, that the slate was clean with regard to expectations, and that it was going to, as a result, exceed expectations. Ty, you've seen the first episode. Is it exceeding expectations?
Yeah, I would say so. The acting is pretty damn good. So far, the plot seems like it makes sense. And I can't say enough about Colin Farrell right now. Like, dude is doing his thing. He really is doing his thing. The Penguin is I didn't think I would be as interested in the Penguin as I am as a character in DC, but right now I'm pretty interested in the Penguin.
Yeah. Yes, I sense you feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean the show, I'm not gonna lie, is it's incredible. It's not what we expected, but hands down, I mean, I want to learn how to walk like Penguin now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
All right. Now, Nolly, I don't know if you had. I mean, me and you. I think you did get a chance. You did. Okay,
you're by yourself.
Oh man, damn. All right. Well, did I miss the mark with my prediction? I mean, I know we're only on episode 1, which we have to discuss why it's 2 weeks in a row now and they're still only episode 1. Why do they do this whole thing? It's giving Invincible, but we'll talk about that later. Your thoughts on the actual release?
I legit, because the makeup is so good, forgot that it was Colin Farrell under there.
Right.
And I was like, you sure? Check IMDb again. You lying? That's crazy. It's good. And I'm not a DC person, like, at all. Far from it. It's not my thing. But I enjoyed it very much, and I would love to see where it goes, if they would post another episode.
So Anthony, you've had a chance to check these out, man, and it is interesting that they didn't drop another episode. We can talk about that in itself. But before we get into that, what are your thoughts? What's your take on the Penguin's release? And also, if I'm not mistaken, have you seen more than one episode, or are you?
Nah, I'm behind, man. I want to, but I am very far behind. From what I've seen of the show looks phenomenal. Like it looks really, really good. It's giving everybody those Sopranos vibes, which is really cool. So it fits in with the whole HBO thing. Definitely going that whole Italian mob boss vibe from beginning to end. So we're seeing that other side of Gotham that we only got to see hints of in the Batman movie. I like the idea of it. I'm really curious to see how it goes from here and where they're going to take the character in this 8-episode run. But overall, it looks really, really good.
Yeah, I think that was the goal, right? It's kind of to like bring more of the gritty underling, the good fellas of Gotham, kind of that existed to life. They tried in the show Gotham. Did we watch Gotham? Right? There was a Penguin in Gotham, and he was pretty damn good. If I could say so myself,
he was probably the best.
He was so good. It's almost fathomable that you could watch Gotham and say, yo, that dude needs his own show. We just need to make it. We just need to change the actor. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of fucked. But I'm loving this concept. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had a chance to see the whole thing yet. But for those of us who haven't watched the whole thing, what could you speak to us? I'm gonna throw this out as a jump ball. What could you say we have to look forward to with this show? Ty, what do you think it is after this first episode? Is your take on how good the show could be based on what you've seen? You see,
I'm glad you asked me that, because this is very, very easy. Sophia Falcone is absolutely amazing. Like when you talk about acting, this girl she took they was like, we want you to play Sophia Falcone, and she said, I am Sophia Falcone. Pulled up, and I mean, she's scary good. Like she's scary good. Like that's like you're like as soon as she comes onto the scene, it's immediate. She gets right to it, and from that point on, it makes you look forward to this. The young man, his name is Renzi Felice. He plays Victor. He is also someone to watch. I actually saw him, and you know who I see when I see him? Miles Morales. If you were looking for,
wait. Are we talking about old boy that played Alex Wilder in The Runaways from Hulu? Is this the young light?
We are absolutely talking about the same kid. This kid is this. I think this is gonna be his breakout role as well. Because we know him from Runaways. I don't think a lot of people are familiar with Runaways, even though it's been around for a while. But I don't think a lot of people caught on to Runaways. But this kid has a lot of star potential, and I think he's the right guy for this part. And I think it's gonna showcase his skills as well. So yeah, man, this show, there's a lot to look forward to, but the acting is phenomenal. The way that they've done Gotham and how they have it looking, it looks like a city that's filled with crime. It does. It looks like you would pull up to this city and be like, all right, kids, we're just getting gas and we leaving. We're not don't ask for nothing to eat. Don't ask for nothing. No stops. We out. So yeah, man, I love it, man.
Yeah, yes. Your thoughts? Same.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it any better than like what Bad Tie said. Like she embodies that character. It's oh my God, she's tiny as hell, and she's the scariest character out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This show has so much to work with. And just off of the first episode, I am super ecstatic to see where this is going to lead. And I mean, it's so Italian gangster, you have like, you know, Penguin's mom calling him a fucking pussy boy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that level of just, you know what I'm saying? Like get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like you're either the good guy or the bad guy type shit. And it's just, I don't know. I'm super excited to see where it's gonna go, because that scene alone with his mother and that pep talk, yo, that was gas. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Man, I'm eager to see the progression, but I am also eager to see the inclusion of the characters that we've grown to know and love from Gotham, the villains, even some of the heroes, perhaps. Mm-hmm. And I'm eager to see how they roll that out in this environment. Batman, as we all know, and I've said this before, but let's remember, Gotham, unlike other shows and other content, is a character, right? It's not like it's not. Smallville is a city people live in. Gotham in itself is a character. People want to just be in the know about Gotham in itself. You know what I'm saying? It kind of has what's that Araco vibes or Krakoa vibes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an element of it in itself as its existence being it's a city. Westview to an extent has that vibe. So I'm interested in whether or not we're going to see Scarecrow, if we're going to get glimpses of Robin or anybody from the Justice League, if we're going to get any glimpses of anybody of any of those arch nemesis, based on what you all have seen. I've read some clips, some headlines that said that they're teasing villains. Did we get any teases in this first episode? Jump off.
The Riddler.
They teased the Riddler.
They talked about him. Like he spoke about him directly, you know, and how he thought he was stupid or whatever, he's weird or whatever. But I think the fact that they, you know, with Sophia Falcone, they teased her character as the Hangman when she, you know, she was, So I think I don't know exactly what Matt Reeves' plans are. But I like where he's going, and it seems as though he's trying to build this universe. So it's no telling who you could get, you know. So that's I think that's the exciting part about it.
Oh, okay. What about Anthony? Anything to add?
Only thing I was saying was what's her name? Eve Carlo was played by Carmen Ayoho. That feels like that's a tease for another Batman villain. I don't know if y'all super familiar with the comics, but Basil Karlo is like a big major Batman villain called Clayface. And that's a character that's been rumored for a while that might appear in the Matt Reeves universe. So if this is the first step of us getting to that character, I'm here for this. Clayface is like the one villain I've been waiting to see portrayed properly in like a shape-shifting super Hulk. Like I need to see this in the Batman world.
Oh, Clayface was sick. Clayface. Okay. So if that's the direction we're going, because one of the things that I can't wait to watch the show, which hopefully we can watch it pretty soon, maybe even after the show. But one thing I can't wait to see is, because this Gotham is such a realistic version, is how they give us supernatural, superhuman, super villains in this uber natural, this uber realistic realm of Batman and Gotham. Like that's what Matt Reeves did, right? In the Batman. I mean, the dude was not good at being Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like he was not necessarily, he was falling off of his machines and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested in this. I'm also kind of I'm wondering if Anthony could do us a favor and hit up the dude that played Alex Wilder so we can interview him. I know you got, you know, a key in with Hollywood and everything. So can you call him up real quick? I'll hold. We'll wait.
Yeah, let me speed dial him real quick. I have him on.
Everybody, hold on 1 second. We'll wait. but yeah, that's crazy. Now I did read this. Nolly said something in the group that said something about a Bane project. Nolly. And I didn't know how
Studios is going to do a Bane / was
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke crossover project, and the guy who wrote Captain America: Brave New World is going to write it.
But this is a comic book, or is this a on-screen? I didn't read the clip. My bad.
Is it an animation? Is it an animation?
I don't know if it's animation. Let me go back real quick.
Yeah, because that's interesting. Like Bane and Deathstroke is. I see the article right now.
What kind of?
I wonder if Poison Ivy's gonna be in it.
Live action movie. Sorry.
Live action.
Oh
wow.
Oh,
Okay.
That could be good. That could be Deathstroke. Deathstroke is an interesting character that is really, if they portray him well and like he is in the comics, then yeah, you're gonna have a problem.
Slade Wilson, right?
Yes.
I still remember the Deathstroke from the Arrow. Like he's imprinted in my brain. With his accent, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's Oliver Queen? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm hoping they do. And I'm also curious as to whether or not we're going to keep, since they are going in the direction of, if they're putting Bane and Deathstroke together, those are two different universes. We're talking, well, they're both from Gotham, but at the same time, like Bane is more of a Batman, direct guy, and Deathstroke is a little bit more, off character when it comes to just Justice League. I'm wondering if they can throw, some other villains in that bitch too. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Get a little Harley Quinn, a little bit of Weasel in that bitch. I'm saying, how they going to use this to like give us some of them characters we done got already. Ty, I know you've been begging for that Weasel release this season.
I have. I'm still waiting on that Weasel release, man. Weasel eats kids, y'all. Like Weasel, there's no more villainry, like no more villainous behavior than no worse villainous behavior than eating kids. They said that off the top. He eats kids.
Like, yeah, but they didn't specify like what age of kids he eats. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what. Oh, is there a better? What age?
I'm just trying to figure out what is so intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Like what, you know what I'm saying about him eating kids. I just like that's what I'm trying to figure out.
What do you think? What age do you think? Yes. What do you find acceptable?
Well, I mean, it's not obviously like a baby or a toddler. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kids. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about like 5 to like maybe like 10. You know what I'm saying? Like kids. Maybe 8 years old. Like I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And like. And my next question is like, I wouldn't want to see him try and like how would he even eat him? Like a snake? You know what I'm saying? Like just imagine Harry, you know what I mean? Like Harry Weasel, like picking up a little kid and kid's like struggling and he's just like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think I'd want to see that.
Well, maybe we should test this theory. You having the kids
I'm just saying, like, how would he eat the kid? Like, you know what I'm saying? Does he eat him like, like a troll? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just takes like chunks off it. It's all in one go. Like, I have so many questions. If this movie comes out, I just feel like
I don't think he would actually eat the kids. I mean, it was funny. It was just funny that's how they mentioned it. But I don't think they would ever show him actually eating kids. The whole purpose of him being on the back of that plane is because this is a way to try to be rehabilitative to these criminals, like giving them an opportunity.
Yeah, but he got away.
He got away though.
No, I understand.
At the end of the movie, they thought he was dead. He got it and ran away though. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean.
No, I'm just saying I don't think they would show him eating it. Like what you would find is bones. You more than likely you would find bones.
Like him with a chicken leg, you know what I'm saying, with the shoe.
I doubt very seriously they're gonna have him eating kids on the thing. But it would be interesting to see him go through that process of determining which kids are edible and which aren't. Like if he goes and he's like, "Oh, you're not 5 yet. Oh, so I gotta eat you instead." That'd be like, oh, at least he
how fresh is this baby?
He's like, Miney, Mo.
Hey, bro, this baby expired. Can somebody bring me a fresh baby? And this bitch like, how the fuck y'all gonna bring me a 3-year-old? Like the baby got yes. I think the best way to eat a baby would be. Let me stop. I don't know. Yeah. Look, Nolly's a Wiccan. How do y'all eat babies?
Oh man,
we don't eat babies. Oh my
Come on now, man. What you sizzling in that pot, man? You know some shit going on over. Let me stop. That's funny as hell, man. Yeah. Long live the Weasel, man. And I do hope that he makes another resurgence.
Absolutely. On Peacemaker. on Peacemaker. He's got to come back on Peacemaker.
Oh
I still think that Suicide Squad 2 got shitted on so bad. Like I think that fucking movie had so many gems in it. It gave us Weasel. Didn't nobody like the Starfish? Didn't nobody, but I thought it was dope. I honestly think part 2 was better than part 1, but that's the conversation maybe for another day. And we did get a sequel, a spinoff out of it with Peacemaker, which of course we're expecting to have a season 2 popping off here again pretty soon. Here's the article for those who are interested in the Bane and Deathstroke movie crossover. It is on comicbook.com for those who are interested. And definitely let us know your thoughts. So it sounds like the Penguin is off to a good start. We will continue to monitor this show, and we will recap and review it on a weekly basis after we get caught up. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe since we got special exclusive access, we just binge that shit like a motherfucker and spoil it like next week. Like, fuck all that. Now, let me stop. We wouldn't do it. But I'm glad you're paying attention. There's other things afoot that are right now brewing in the community, and I'd like to move forward to Middle Earth, where we are now amidst wrong clip. We are now amidst a seething battle between Middle Earth and the Orcs and Numenor, or Eldarin, Jinnar, and Bindin. And they are now fighting ferociously as they are seeking to use the power of the rings against all of the evil Sauron. And I look, I normally, I do the A. Did y'all like this episode? I'm not doing that because this shit is not up for debate. This week's episode of Rings of Power is the best fucking episode that has happened, point blank, period. You cannot, this is not up for debate. It put everything to shame this week. I will put this week's episode of Rings of Power against the finale of House of Dragon. That's how dope this week's episode was.
I mean, everything will win against House of Dragon finale.
My bad. Not the finale, but the episode right before that, the one where
Rhaenyra shows up with the dragons, and she's like,
the dragons on the back. Like, what? Come on, Cletus. Like when she did all that shit. Like, I feel like this one right here takes the cake on that. This shit had everything that Lord of the Rings gave us in the 9-10 hours of its first epilogue release in a 60-minute episode. We got love, we got death, we got fighting, we got wars, we got cave trolls that was the size of entire freaking forests. We got accidental death. Which I love. Oh, my bad. Oh shit. Sorry. Spoiler alert. We got to see, and I just want to kind of bring this into context as well. We got to see the words of Lord of the Rings come directly to life. So I will ask you all your opinion, but let's just real quick remember what it is exactly that we're going through here. This is Lord of the Rings prequel, and the whole season is based on these lines from the original Lord of the Rings movie. I will read this, and I quote, this is from the script from the 2001 Lord of the Rings Fellowship of a Ring. It says, it began with the forging of the great rings. 3 were given to the elves, immortal, wisest, fairest of them all. 7 to the dwarf lords, great miners and craftsmen of the mountain halls. And 9 rings were gifted to the race of men who above all else desire power. For within these rings was bound the strength and the will to govern each race. And then this is the line right here, y'all. This is the line right here. But they were all deceived. And this episode is exactly that. This is exactly that. This is where we see the deception aspect of Sauron. Bro, how dope was this episode? Anthony, I'm not tripping, right? This shit was...
No.
Oh, yeah. Anthony didn't see it. Oh, shit.
No. I saw it. No. This was definitely my favorite episode. You know, I've been spending all week fighting with trolls online that is sitting here trying to talk bad about Rings of Power. You know, the people who don't want to see diversity in the show. That's how I spent way too many hours of my day. But this definitely was my favorite episode of the season. We had a lot of moments in this episode was giving me Two Towers vibes. And like, as Lord of the Rings goes, you know, like the series gets progressively better. Fellowship of Ring, Two Towers. This was giving me Two Towers vibes. It was like, yo, look to the north at daybreak, and you know, and I'm like, oh, they about to come through. Nah, the dwarves ain't. The dwarves ain't come, Yo, I was really feeling this episode. Sauron took center stage as well because like he got caught out there. He got caught all the way out there. They finally revealed him. Man, I feel like I just want to talk through the episode scene by scene. That's how much I loved it. But
I'll tell you what. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm with you. This episode was great. Like, hands down, my favorite episode this season.
Yeah. All right. And we're gonna keep going on to Nolly and Ty, but Yaz, if you wouldn't mind kind of giving us a brief overview of what it is that took place. Brief overview.
Yeah. I'll give you a brief overview.
So that we can go over everything here real quick. So without further ado, Yaz is gonna hit us with a breakdown. Tell us what it do, Yazzy. We gotta get some music for that. It's Yazzy.
All right, so,
breakdown. She breaks down the show.
All right, so episode 7, oh my God. This episode was hands down from start to finish, just holding your seat in the action. So basically, we start out in Calibrimborum's little forge area where, you know, we are making the 9 rings. Hey! And that's where things get fucked up. So basically, you know, Anatar and his deception, he's, you know, cast his little spell and he's got Calibrimborum working like a little slave in his little workshop and, you know, little going at it and making these rings for him. And he's checking on him every fucking couple hours. Where's your progress? Well, while Calibrimborum is, you know, steadily working away, you know, in his little shop, he realizes, I've had this candle burning for like ever, and this mouse keeps showing up and doing weird shit, and like I feel like I'm going crazy. Well, that's when shit hits the fan because, you know, Anatar don't like when people talk back. Okay, right. So things get real crazy, and I'll let y'all dive into that a little deeper. But from there, you know, we definitely have to go and find out what's happening with the dwarves. Okay, King Durin, he's still on this power trip, and things are getting a little crazy with you know the dwarf kingdom. And should we overthrow him? Should we not? Decisions. It's just so hard because he's daddy. You know, but what's right for the kingdom? You know what I'm saying? Daddy for the kingdom.
Daddy.
Damn. So, you know, Lil Durin got a lot of decisions to make. Meanwhile, his wife Disa is up in them caves, you know, talking about like, don't come near. I got my axe. I'll chop you down. You know, wife's holding down the fort. So from there, you know, we figuring out what's going on with the doors, only to find out that Daddy has really lost his mind, and, you know, we really do need to overthrow his ass because he's on another level, okay? So, decisions. Should we do it? Should we not? Should we do it? Anyway, Calibrimborm, he's still in that shop trying to figure out how he's going to escape. And, you know, things happen when he does finally get out of that bitch, and oh man, someone dies. And it's all fucked up, and god damn it, I didn't mean to, and I should have stayed in the tower. And oh shit! Yeah, Calibrimborum, So Anatar, he's convinced the whole city of Eregion that you know, Calibrimborum is crazy, and now everybody's like, oh hell, Lord Anatar. So I don't know, just getting real. Eregion, I pray for them. As this episode goes on. But then, what's going on here? Elrond, just like I predicted, running to go save the town. But wait, Adar, I have your girlfriend, Elrond. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that shit didn't go as Adar hoped, you know, because you know shit don't go that well when you got you know people's women, you know what I'm saying? So you know, Elrond goes to treat with him and they discuss, and guess what Adar wants? He wants Nenea, the fucking ring. Well, Elrond's like, I'm not giving you that shit. You're gonna have to kill her. Can I say goodbye? I mean, he made the decision quick. There was no thoughts about it. It was good though. It was good though. So he ended up giving, Galadriel a little trinket and helped her possibly escape if she's wise and smart enough. And we know that bitch is crafty. So guess what happens? She escapes. Oh my God. Gotta find her in the camp. And guess who comes to her aid? Oh, bro, our boy. Yo, he came in like a knight in shining armor, didn't he not? It was beautiful. Oh God. I'm just saying, Rondir is a real one. Like that man he be trekking through the woods trying to, he's like, I'm gonna kill Adar. That's why I'm here. Well, Galadriel's like, let's not do that and let's just go save the elves. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't care if he takes my life. He takes everything from me. And well, Galadriel, she's like, but we can kill him with the army. Let's go with the army. So they trek on to Region to go save the elves. And what's going on? Elrond is fucking Yo, I give it to my boy because he was swinging at the beginning of the war. I'm not gonna lie, he was strong, and I was like, I appreciate him this one time. And then things progressed, and all I have to say is the most gangster person in the entire war was the elf from the first elf from the first movie. I'm telling you, she dies like a gangster. Like, wait, bro, if anything, you have to see her die with the best arrows in this one. And she's still like, and just, it was amazing. She hands down, this episode had so many great tidbits in it. You got to go watch it and check them out for yourself, though. I can't even go into more detail right now because I'm so like, wow. Anyway, from there, Galadriel and Arondir finally, trekking, going to go save Celebrimbor, and guess what? Celebrimbor fucking escapes. And guess who he finds? Galadriel, and guess what? The fucking army finally believes him, and he did give her the Ring of Nine. He did. So the rings are safe with Galadriel for now. But where the fuck was Arondir while she was, saving, Celebrimbor?
He was dead.
Yo, what the fuck?
Ty said it. I can't. Okay, so we lost a real one. We lost Legolas. We lost the real one.
I'm not willing to concede that yet.
Bro, his neck was slit. He done.
Nah.
He got stabbed twice. He got stabbed twice. The dude stabbed him and then stabbed him again, and then that was it. So guess what? He can come on the show now.
I'm just that, and that's where I was leading to. I was about to say, so our boy, our knight in shining armor, he did die, but it does not mean he cannot be saved on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can save him and we can redeem him and we can, he may be still alive, he may be not, but I think the best way for us to see this is, we got to get him on the show to interview him. So, I mean, Arondir, I'm talking to you, my boy. Like, you gotta give us the tidbits. Are you dead or not?
Are you dead? This has been
anyway.
Oh shit! Okay, my bad.
Hold on. One last thing. So now Adar, he kills Arondir, and guess what? He goes after Elrond, and Elrod's like, "I'm waiting for the elves. The elves said they would come.
Not the dwarves.
The dwarves. My bad. The dwarves. They did. The dwarves said they would come." In the lights, wait for the lights. The motherfuckers never came because they had their own shit going on. And I digress. And guess what? Adar got the motherfucking ring.
This
was the breakdown with Yaz.
The breakdown with Yazzie, and I ain't gonna lie, like, Daddy, but that's Daddy.
That's Daddy. That's Daddy. She got a point.
I'm done.
All right. enough was discussed in the beautiful, oh so informative recap that we get from Yazzie Fat Nasty on the weekly. And I ain't gonna lie, the daddy shit stuck out. But the one thing you didn't mention that I was waiting for was the fact that not only was old girl a hellified gangster, but we probably got one of the illest cave troll scenes I've seen in all Lord of the Rings productions. From Fellowship of Ring to Desolation of Smog, all the way through last season of Rings of Power, this motherfucker, when they said, Adar was like, release him. And he was like, but sir, he'll kill our own. Release him. And the motherfucker came out, stepping on all the orcs, eating them, using them as human shields in real life. No, it's safe. She's like, no, yo, that shit was like, when old boy was like, they're clearing the fields. Like everybody was like, hey, he was like, oh, hold up, bruh. They clearing the fields for that big motherfucker that's coming through the goddamn trees and shit. And that, yo, bro, it was like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on steroids with hard reptilian skin. This motherfucker did. And yo, listen, we already gave you the spoiler alert. So if you're still watching, it's your fault. Motherfucker, they killed the droll, right? And this nigga died in the illest, most villainous, most fucking like galling way. They stabbed this nigga twice in the heart. This nigga starts laughing. This motherfucker is laughing. I'm like, holy Jabba the Hutt. This motherfucker is not playing. Yo, that's one of the things. The fact that this motherfucker, Sauron, is so cunning. He went to that chick before Celebrimbor got out and was like, "Is something wrong with him? He's lost it. He's lost his mind." I'm like, the fact that they got this motherfucker to think so many steps ahead. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this shit, I'm fucking loving it now. And here's what's even better. That's just half of the plot lines of the story. We ain't visited a Harfoot in 2 episodes. We still don't know what's up with Ishtar. There's so much going on. There's so much going on, and I'm here for it. And it's episode 7. There's probably only 1 episode left. You know what I'm saying? This season killed it, bro. This season fucking killed it. This season did it. I'm here to proclaim. I'm putting my flag in it. Goddamn it! Rings of Power came to play, and they is eating and cooking at the same time. And I don't know how they doing it. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest. Oh. Now, Anthony, you've been fighting off trolls. I feel that you feel the same way as I do, especially since you had a chance to speak with some of the cast members, right?
Yeah. No, I love this episode. Like I said, Sauron, like it feels like deception is his love language. We had Galadriel sneaking into the castle like she's trying to pull off her own Metal Gear Solid. We had Durin and Durin like going like King Durin is beating the hell out of his own dwarves. Like homeboy came in, blood leaking like he just ran into like Tyson. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Yo, I'm so hyped for everything. And like you said, the troll. Oh my gosh, this was definitely one of the best troll moments. Like I thought they was going to like it was giving me those 2 Tower vibes. They're like, take him out before he reaches the machine. They shoot him with the arrows. Ain't nothing stopping him. I'm just waiting for us to see what happens next, right? Because Sauron is still in there. Right. He's still a big problem. Like he's causing so much chaos with minimal effort. He's just like, I'm just staying here. Right?
Yes.
Celebrimbor went crazy. Nah. Like, yo, everything that he's about to do in the next episode. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah. Yo, and it's funny too, because like Sauron, he gets caught multiple times. And whenever he gets caught, he be like, well, the fuck you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you gonna do about it? Celebrimbor is like, yo, hold on. There's a mouse. He's like, oh, what are you talking about? Hold on. This mouse is on an endless loop, homeboy. I know a time loop when I see it. Look at this fire. This shit going on. This candle ain't burnt, my nigga. And he's like, all right, you got me. The fuck you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I done already laid the trap. Go ahead and tell your little people them. And as soon as he went out to tell the people, he done killed old girl on accident, which I, for whatever reason, bust out laughing when I saw it. Am I the only one with his motherfucker? He's like, Caleb Rainbow, go back to the castle. Get your hands off me. And then all the way from this, you killed me. Like all the way from the ground and shit, the orc comes up, finishes the job. I was like, yes, the glory. I love it.
She was like, oh no, I'm with the orcs. And then
you know what's funny about that whole scene, right? Was prior to that happening, that scene where she was talking to Sauron, and Sauron said, I'm gonna make sure you get reward. You get your reward. I'm gonna make sure of it. And like that was his intention the whole time. This is your reward, death. That's what, like, anybody who basically aligns themselves with Sauron, this is a lesson right here early in the game. Right. Anybody who aligns themselves with Sauron, your reward for loyalty, for whatever it is that you do for me, is ultimately death. Like that's what I'm. My purification of the world is killing all of y'all. Yep. That's my purification.
And yo, how gangster is it that they've met right before the battle, and he's like, "Oh well, I'm just gonna put my sword to your neck on the battlefield." He's like, "All right, I'll see you on the battlefield." You know what I'm saying? Like they talk about it so casually. It's so gladiator, very Max Aurelius. You know what I'm saying? Like just, all right, well, you gonna take her head off? Can I at least say goodbye before you decapitate her right quick? You know what I'm saying? Like the level of humility that goes into these battle scenes, and the fact that Elrond was left at the altar at the end, it just made it, oh my god, because you're expecting that Gandalf the White on the horse with the cane to come out and you know what I'm saying? And nobody shows up. He's sitting there left at the altar with his goddamn wedding gown on, and the motherfucker didn't show up. Yes, he didn't show up to the goddamn altar. Yes,
he left him.
But you know who could tell us directly? Who could tell us best about that, man? They could probably tell us about that themselves, as our homie, as we said, did actually have an opportunity to ask them a question or two. So let's see what the movie about. Nice to see. Let's see what it is that our friend Anthony was able to get out of some of these cast members. Ladies and gentlemen, exclusive access. You won't see this anywhere else. We are dropping this live right here on the New Blurred Order. I want you all to give a gander to some of the cast being interviewed by our good homie Anthony, the movie blogger. What's happening? Oops.
Balance paying homage to Hugo Weaving's portrayal while also making.
All right, so here's the setup. It's a junket, and we're gonna go ahead and see again.
Nice to see.
And let's start this over.
Nice to be remembered.
Right,
Thank you so much.
We haven't done a lot of these before, so Anthony, set this up for us. What's going on here, fam?
Oh yeah, so I had an opportunity to speak with the High King of the Elves the first time, and then I got to speak with him again. So this was like kind of like a roundtable junket. I was going from like Zoom room to Zoom room and like railroad style interviews. So I got to be able to talk to a lot of the cast members and ask them some specific questions to help at least get people hyped up for, if you haven't been watching season 2, watching it and getting hyped for the finale. So I was able to speak to these two actors here, Elrond and the High King Gil-galad. And I also have another one right after this if we got time. We ain't got to do it. But I was able to speak with the actor who plays Sauron, Charlie Vicks. So Charlie Vicker. So that is really like my hype moment for this one.
Absolutely. Let's get right on into it, y'all. This is our homie Anthony conversing with the cast members of Rings.
That's a fun room. That's such a fun room.
Thank you. You know, I don't have as much fun as you guys, but I try. So I'll go ahead and I'll get started. Anthony with the movie blog. Robert, you're playing a younger version of Elrond, right? A character who has already been brought to life in those iconic Peter Jackson films.
Right.
How do you balance paying homage to Hugo Weaving's portrayal while also making the character your own?
Fucking great question, bro. Fucking great question. All right, sorry. I just got it.
Yeah, the second one, really. Like, the way I've always thought about it is it's like
you stopped him.
So
You did.
You stopped him. Yo, hold on real quick.
He was like, God damn it. That was a
We're
good
gonna do the play-by-play on
I
this
wasn't
shit.
prepared for these fire-ass questions off the rip.
He stuffed him off rip. Anthony he was like, hold up, man. This is coming from the dude with the comic books in the background. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't ready, bro. All right, sorry. I didn't mean. Let's go ahead and get back on to it.
Any kind of telling of the third age, and so it's in there that I've had the lightest touch. In fact, there's when you read the third age books, there's a lot of references to the second age and the first age. That's what I like so much about his writing. I almost feel when you're reading the Lord of the Rings trilogy, he's desperate to get some, like you can feel how much he wants to talk about the previous ages and the history. You know what I mean? Whenever he can, he'll indulge in, this was where the city of Eregion laid, and you and you'll go into it a little bit. So any of my interaction with the third age stuff has been sort of searching for those moments to help me here. But in terms of like, I like to use the city of Rivendell as a sort of indicator as to who he's going to grow into, because there's so many unique and strong elements to that city that like you can sort of pass back and find the person who created it. So that's what I did a lot when creating the character, I think. And I just became obsessed with the first age and all those books. I'm just totally obsessed.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Yo, I think he answered the question. What are your thoughts on that response, Anthony?
So like you said, stomping him was like one of the things that I try to do when I interview people is I try to make them think, because a lot of times when you see these actors, especially these high profile shows, they have prepared answers. Like you might see them say the same thing, interview to interview to interview.
Oh, wow.
So I always try to come through and try to ask them something that's a little, I don't want to give away all my secret sauce, but I always try to give them something that'll stop and make them have to pause and think and give me a freestyled answer. So
nice.
As far as what he was talking about, showing hints of who Elrond would become, absolutely, right? Like you see that in Hugo Weaving's performance in the movies. He's always holding something back, right? He kind of talks about, Galadriel lives in the forest, bitch. But like he's not saying, he's not saying everything that happened. So I love that we're getting this show to fill in the gaps, and I love the way that he's kind of like hinting at the character he'll become without being outright that character right now.
Fair, yo. I think you handled it well. I actually, and I've done this in interviews before, job interviews when I used to have those. I remember one time I had an interview and the lady asked me a question and it stumped me, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I need a little more time to think about the answer. And she was like, okay, fair, take your time. And I didn't get the job, so maybe that lost it, but I think sometimes it's good to take a second and just be like, look, I don't fucking know. Let me think about that shit for a second. So kudos to you, man. Let's keep this going. Let's see what the next question is on this list. Oh, whoops.
I love the sense of continuity in your performance.
Thank you.
And Ben, Gil-galad is a figure from the first stage, yet, we see him in a more diplomatic role in this series. Sure. So I'm curious, how did you approach playing a character with, such immense power, but who operates from behind the scenes?
Shit, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out. Are you seeing this? Are you fucking seeing freaking Montel Jordan in this that freaking Barbara Walters style of interview? Yo, like I wasn't ready, man. Hey, so what y'all? So when y'all was playing the role, it was cold where y'all was at, or like no, he's like, so when you actually played the role of, bruh, I just want to stop and give you your flowers real quick. Hold on, let's go ahead and keep moving.
Well, it's the boy.
We got both of them off rip, like
sorry, bro. This is exciting to me.
They're gonna be avoiding Anthony next time. They'll be like, that's a movie tonight.
No, they're gonna come prepared. They're gonna be like, I have a whole prep sheet ready.
Don't go on the movie blogger because he asks such ludicrous questions. You don't know exactly what it is to say. Yo, he's killing it, man. Come on.
Still at a distance. And also you start to see the seeds of who we know he will be in the second season. And I mean that's what's exciting about any well-written character, is that you have to give them some place to start that allows them some place to go, that we are allowing him the space to become this wartime general. And to do that, we have to start at this almost peacetime consigliere, and that thank you. That but then
the gloves come off.
Well, yeah, inevitably, and because of circumstance, he really has no choice. But I also like the idea that when he eventually starts fighting, there's just a little bit of a glimmer of a smile, where it's like, oh, thank God. I'm so tired of standing under that tree. We know that from the books he presided over the longest period of peace in Middle Earth, which is nothing to shake a stick at, but it's also fun to shake a stick at an orc. So
yeah,
I'm lucky that I get to do both the political drama and get my hands dirty in the mud.
Am I the only one who's a little shocked that? Because for some reason, I'm looking and I'm expecting everybody to be from London or from Luxembourg. Well, this dude sounds like he's from Madison, Wisconsin, and I was not expecting that, and that was refreshing, frankly.
Yeah.
It was refreshing.
Like a serious accent, yeah.
Right. He still got the theatrical approach, but it is what it is. Your thoughts on the response, Anthony?
Like looking back, you got to remember, this is my first time watching it. One thing that I always enjoy in when I'm doing interviews, especially when there's two people, is when they start doing my job for me, right? Like you see, Elron was like, oh yeah, go into that. Yeah, talk about that. So I love that part right there. I think his answer was kind of a little bit of a spoiler. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be the general in wartime. I'm like, that hasn't happened yet, bro. What the hell are you talking about? But
I see.
But I think he gave a really solid answer, and he did hint at what to get excited for in the future. This next one is going to be a longer answer. This next question, they're going to talk for a minute, so I'm going to just warn y'all about it now.
Oh, damn. Oh, wow. Okay. Should I get comfortable? Is that what he said? All right, hold up.
I was just going to also add,
No. What you have?
I was just going to add to that. Now that I just saw that scene, I mean, not the scene, but the comments that he just made, it brings me back to the scene in this episode where the king does hop down and think about it. There is an army of orcs headed for y'all, and it's like maybe 15 of y'all left.
Yeah,
and he didn't say we need to retreat. This motherfucker, he was like, the orcs, they're coming. I promise you, they're coming. And the king was like, all right, I ain't gonna spoil it for you, Elron. Ain't nobody coming, but we about to fight. We about to fight these fuckers right now. So if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. But we about to go get it in. He did not there was not a flinch in that king.
Right.
He went straight to killing people with that scythe.
Yeah, that spear thing. Yeah, that shit was nuts.
He was getting busy. I was like, oh, okay. So when he just made that comment, it makes so much sense because he's like, yo, I've been back here sitting under this tree the whole time. Everybody just thinking it's sweet, and the whole time I'm a whole killer. Right. I'm a whole killer, and nobody really knows because I've been really just playing this piece role because it benefits the whole realm, and really I'm a whole killer. So he was like, yeah, I've smiled in that moment because it's like oh, I get to do what I love
Elrond and
again
Gil-galad
for a moment. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean that I didn't really think about that because at the time, just to kind of piggyback off of what Anthony said, we've kind of seen this movie before a little bit, right? They teased it so similarly to the Two Towers scene where we're looking to the dawn of sunlight for the shining white horse with the knight in shining armor to come and rescue the city. And to the credit of the writers, let's give the writers some credit because they be striking and shit. To the credit of the writers, they knew that was not a good plot to put forth. Let's not forget, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nali, this is not content that was pulled from a novel. This is written content, correct?
No, there's novels.
So this is all.
There's like prequel novels like The Silmarillion and Children of Odin and
okay.
But
they're not Rings of Power novel though, is what I'm saying.
They're not like in-depth big novels. They're smaller novels. And they don't really like go into full details about everything. But there's like a gist of it. You do have to fill in some gaps on your own, is basically what Rings of Power essentially does. Like there's an outline, so you're just filling it in.
Okay. Figured that much. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue to delve into this also well conducted interview for our brother here. What's the next question? I may have to back it up a second. Hopefully not.
They have such a nuanced, almost mentor-student relationship in the show. What was it like for you to work behind the scenes to develop the dynamic, and what can you tease for fans as to what they can expect from this relationship as the series progresses?
Well, I think there's a mystery to the king. You know what I mean? There's a mystery to Elrond with the king as well. You know, I know how I feel about him, and I know that I trust him, but I also feel complicated about him. And I feel his lessons as well. But that's what I like about. I think Gil-galad is constantly teaching Elrond lessons, how to lead. He's almost training me, but not in the overt sense of like, you'll have to remember this, Elrond, when you're king. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not in that way.
Yeah.
But just sort of those little moments that Ben really brings to the role, where it's like I think when you're playing those scenes with him, you can feel that Gil-galad is being like, this is an important thing that you need to see, learn, or experience,
And there's Gil-galad, we know that he spent the majority of his youth with a surrogate father, sequestered and mentored by someone who isn't necessarily his blood, wasn't signed up for the job. And it's like, in some ways, like a really good nanny, forgive the analogy, can be almost better than a parent because they're so egoless and they have so much experience that they can come and offer life lessons in a way of example, a structure that is at first glance seemingly impersonal, but in the long run almost more loving, because parents oftentimes impose what their parents did and their expectations of themselves on their children, as opposed to someone who has no dog in the fight that you can really learn from. It's like why you don't take piano lessons from your parents. It's just too complicated. And in that way, I think he understands that surrogate mentor relationship and is therefore readily available to apply it to Elrond. And so they can both grow together, but also, share ideas and enrich each other's journeys.
Great answer.
Did you get the answer you were looking for, Anthony?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Elrond and Gil-galad's relationship is always like that surrogate father-son thing. You almost, like, if you didn't know, you would think they were father and son, right?
Right.
But I think he answered it perfectly. He gave me a lot of insight as to what their relationship is. And then, at some point, Elrond is going to assume the throne. He's going to become, the leader of the elves. So I love seeing it. And I love seeing the way they talk about it, especially because that Gilgalad actor, you could tell he really loves Tolkien. So I'm here for it. I love that answer.
I did want to comment on the fact that he looks very Jedi-esque. His interview, like,
yeah, he's got a beard out.
He's giving me a heavy Qui-Gon vibes in this. Meanwhile, Elrond looks like the newest Men in Black recruit. I'm loving the naturality, and I also love how natural you are with this interview. Let's keep this going and see what else it is that they unveil.
I'm not saying nannies are better than parents. I have no opinion either way, but there is something to that relationship that no actually means no. You're not gonna be able to manipulate me because you're not my kid.
It's also very common at the end of the first stage.
What's that?
For things like that to happen.
Oh yeah,
you know,
well, especially because everybody's dead.
Yeah, it was all broken up, and everyone was dead, and you know, like I was taking care of. We're
cobbling together the family we choose.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, Daddy said, "Go to my room."
Yeah,
I like that.
Well, thank you.
Common, but often misquoted Tolkien
line.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much. It's a pleasure speaking with you. I'll see if you guys can spot the difference the next time I speak with you in the room. Right. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you both so much.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, they both zoomed in. Like, what did we miss? Like, hold on.
Nice to see. It's nice to be remembered. Thank you so much.
That's a fun room. That's such a fun room.
Thank you. You know, I don't have as much fun as you guys, but
I know we saw that part already, but it's nice that they seem to have taken liking to you and your setup, Anthony, which makes it. Can I ask you something real quick before we go to the next interview? Oh, go ahead. Did you have something?
No, go. What's your question?
I was gonna say, like, when you get the confirmation that you'll be interviewing said characters or said actors, for a show like this, of course, obviously you like the show, so it's something that you can anticipate. But do you have to either bottle up whether or not you truly enjoy the show for the sake of the interview? Now, this is inapplicable to this because we know we all love Rings of Power, but just out of curiosity in this realm, before we go to the next question.
So, you know, I used to just do interviews just because I was excited for the opportunity. I'm like, I need to get my foot in the door. Honestly, I really only try to pursue interviews if I'm actually interested in something, because I don't like to fake the funk. It's going to be noticeable. People are going to be like, why are you doing this? So with a lot of these interviews, you can tell when I'm really excited because I don't know who I'm going to interview. Like they said, oh, you're going to interview some people from Rings of Power. I'm like, I don't even care who. Give me a Hartford. I don't care. Right?
That's right.
But then they're like, oh, no, you're going to talk to Elrond and Gilgalad. I'm like, word? So
who tells you that?
I
don't know how deep we can get into this.
I mean, like, you find out from your PR contacts. It's different for every movie studio, every production company. So, like, it could be with Amazon, but you might have to go through someone who works with Amazon, or you might get Amazon directly. It changes from show to show. This one, I forget. I think I went through someone who connects me to them, and like she looked out. She looked out big time. I'm going to send her some flowers and chocolate for that one.
Well, we have another interview for you right here. Let's see what you're able to ask. Oh,
yeah, this was the director of the series. She's the director of the series. She directs like every episode, damn near. So her and I think he's like the set designer. I think that's what his title was. So like he's the one who makes Middle Earth look like Middle Earth. So I'm like, oh, y'all the ones who's, yeah, you'll see in my questions. Like y'all the ones who's in charge of making sure it looks right. So I got questions.
All right, cool. Well, without further ado, once again, exclusive content coming directly in No Blurred Order. Let's go ahead and hear what Anthony had to say.
I'm with themovieblog.com. I'm so excited to speak with you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So I'll dive right in.
Yes.
The Rings of Power, it's a visually stunning show, right? And there's a lot of critics online that are comparing its cinematography to that of the Peter Jackson films. So I'm curious, how did you approach the challenge of maintaining continuity with Jackson's visual style while also, making the show feel fresh and distinct?
Nah, hold up, man. Hold up, bro. Nah, man. Hold the fuck up, bro. That shit took time to construct that question, man. Can you walk us through how you got to? I'm interviewing the interviewer, right? How did you come up with that question? Like, is that shit's elaborate as shit, bro?
Because, throughout the show, you keep seeing these sweeping shots. They have all these aerial shots. They have these homages to the Peter Jackson films. Like we said with this episode, a lot of Two Tower vibes. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, how do you but it doesn't feel exactly like the Two Towers. So it's like, what was your thought process? Like, how did you do it without just straight up copying Peter Jackson? Because if you just straight up copied him, people would have called them out for it.
Right.
So like just thinking about things that I want to know, kind of like as an artist, like how did you draw that?
Yeah, love it. Okay, let's see what it is that they had to say. Yo, my man is on fuego. I'm loving it. Let's do it. Oh shit, my bad.
Well, our show, our story is thousands of years before the Jacksons, so it's a completely different story. It happened to be in Middle Earth, so that, first of all, it was a prequel, so there was no reason to keep any continuity there. I mean, we need to make sense, and we are taking, our show is going into Jackson's show at some point of Jackson Films. But it is, even though we are, both of us, big fans of Jackson, and we've seen the films many times, I don't think we try to really study all the time what he did to keep some sort of continuity, because a film takes its own life, and it has a script. Everything starts with a paper, and the most important was to actually do our job was really to portray what was on paper as well as possible, what the showrunner had written. And to find. So we were creating our own sets. And obviously there is a unspoken rule. There's certain things that are looking the way they're looking and then described in Tolkien. So yeah, but it's a totally different period.
Yeah, and I would just to add to that, I think from a cinematographer's perspective, a lot of the look of the show, while of course lighting and camera placement is a huge part of it, ultimately what's in front of the camera informs a lot of what it looks like. So the sets play a huge role in how the show looks, right? And so ultimately, like what you see on screen is actually a lot of it informed by and dictated by these beautiful sets that are being built. And that's Middle Earth, right? The art department, Christian Milstead, the production designer, they're building Middle Earth, and then we get to play in it. We get to shoot it. So that's kind of where it comes from.
Well, I feel like that there's like at least a consistent observation that the show maintains that epic scale and that grandiosity. Can you at least speak to maybe how you balance the vast sweeping shots of Middle Earth with those more intimate moments of character interaction that you guys are really, really nailing?
I love the interaction. I think that I think what makes the battle interesting is the fact that we are intercutting with intimate moments. So we never get used. You don't get used to have time to get used to something. You disrupt it all the time. So by cutting back and forth between those very intimate, quiet moments and those big battle scenes, make the battle scene even more effective, because we feel it in a different manner. If the whole episode was only battles, I think that after 20 minutes, people wouldn't even hardly get into it anymore. You would get bored because it all looks the same. So it was important to do that. And then it's also about finding the story in the battles and the dramatic moments and the perspective and the characters constantly. It's really storytelling, whatever, that we're really focusing on. And then we both love what's epic and cinematic, and we love movies. So we're just trying to make it as beautiful and as big and as dramatic as we can.
Real quick, I think it's so interesting how the thought process of having to merge all of the phenomenon of Rings of Power is conceptualized, if that makes any sense. Like what she just said fucked me up, because I didn't think about that. If it is 100% battles, then we lose interest. If it's 100% cinematic scenes, then it's like, all right, we've seen that before. Like the actual, like the construction of all of the elements in order to make them this body of work that is like right now gelling on all sides, on all fronts. I mean, freaking Elrond kissed Galadriel in this episode. I mean, nobody said shit about that. Like, I thought he was passing her a key or some shit, but evidently it was just a kiss. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, that happened in the same episode that a cave troll stepped on half of his own soldiers, and you know, and a dude got hypnotized and saw a rat run around. Like, all these things have to happen in a manner that make it so that it jives well, and it happened within a 60-minute episode. It took 3 hours for Fellowship of the Ring to convey this type of shit. And so I feel like this question, you got what goes into making it so that that actually happens. Anthony, am I tripping about that, or am I putting too much into that?
Yeah, I think you nailed it, because you know, there is a lot compressed into one episode. You like, for me, it almost feels like, and I'm just guessing, but it almost feels like they're not looking at it as a 60-minute episode. I think in their heads, they're making an 8-hour movie. Right? And then they're like trying to figure out where they're going to break them apart. I think Yaz was going to point out one thing, though. I think if you want to say it, I don't have to say it.
I was going to say Bad Ty has his hand up, so I'll let him say it. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that, like, based off what she said, and when you start watching the episode, especially this last episode, the seamless way that they did it, because what she's describing is this, what we've already talked about. The scene where the young lady is getting shot with the arrows, and and shoots that is an intimate scene within a scene. Then you have the moment when the troll comes through, picks up the things, and then he laughs when he dies. These are intimate scenes. You have the scene within the war going on right around us. You have Elrond on the ground, so heartbroken that his friend didn't show up, in the midst of orcs running towards us to kill us. But I'm so defeated because my friend let me down. And these are all intimate moments within a scene that is going on right there. And then in that moment, the way she does it so seamlessly is that is a credit to directing. Like, she is really hitting these points at the moment when before he sends the troll in, when his son says, "Father, he will kill all." He send them in, like, send it. Like, these are, again, intimate moments within scenes. So, like, if it was just everybody's just fighting for 20 minutes, she's right. We would probably get over it and be like, all right, so I'll be back. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to go eat something, because they're going to be doing this when I'm gone anyway, so I'm not going to be missing anything. But the fact that she is able to just seamlessly just combine all of these elements, you're right. It is amazing.
Yeah, let's see what else he's
got.
Thank
you for that, because it's noticeable how much effort is put into it and how much love is put into every scene and every moment.
Yeah, it's a big team, and everybody, I mean, the whole crew has put so much passion and effort into this. And, you know, it's a show where every detail counts. You get in, you really focus on every detail. Everything, I always say, everything is in the detail. All the small things add up to something, and those are very important.
So how did the production team handle the pressure, right? I know you guys have been working on this on your second season now. How did you handle the pressure of creating the visuals that meet the sky-high expectations of diehard Tolkien fans and casual viewers?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think we're our own hardest critics. And so I at least I can say personally that, like, I'm not thinking about the Tolkien YouTuber out there when I'm crafting an image. I'm thinking of my own, not in and I don't mean that in any offensive way. What I mean is that I am what I'm looking at my own standards, right? And I
felt like a little shot. It felt like a shot.
Yeah. So yeah, hold the fuck up, hold the fuck up. But I am a YouTuber, you bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Let me tell you that. I'm not thinking of you. Joking YouTubers.
He's like, I didn't mean it.
So like it's all in the details, and we want to make sure that you capture all the details. And he's like, I don't care about these YouTubers. I want to myself. Like as long as we're on the same page, you know. And like to that point, all the little details, like Vince. The reason why that scene with Gladra and Elrod was so important was because if you really go back and watch when he's talking to Adar and he turns and looks at Gladra, and before he says he's like go ahead and kill her, he grabs his shoulder and there's a little like a trinket type thing that he takes out of his like his cape. And that is what he hands to Galadriel to help for her to escape. Because Adar shows it to you in his hand, and he's like, "What the fuck is this little thing?" Oh, that's how she got out when he finds that she's missing.
I knew it.
It's all like, and he kisses her so that none of the orcs see him hand it to her. You see what I'm saying? Like he kisses her, and then as he's walking, you know what I'm saying? As he's leaning back, he closes her hand and hands it to her. So it's she is hands down, like I hope she stays a director for, you know what I'm saying, continuation on like the saga and the stories for this, because she nails it with the details.
Yeah, agreed. And I figured there was something with that kiss. I just missed it. I think I might have watched it too fast or too high, one of the two. Either it was it. All right, let's go ahead and keep it going. Let's see what's next.
We're out there when I'm crafting an image, I'm thinking of my own, not in and I don't mean that in any offensive way. What I mean is that I'm looking at my own standards, right? And I have high expectations of what I think this should be and what it should look like. And so, you know, you pour everything you have into it to try to get to, you know, achieve that result. And you have this huge team of people around you, all of whom are like the best at what they do. And your job is to kind of bring it all together and put that all on screen. And so I think if we can make ourselves happy in a way, in terms of being proud of how much we've put into it and feel good about what we've done, then we hope that other people feel the same way. And kind of, but ultimately once it's out in the world, you know, it's out of our control. And all we can say is we've done what we feel is like the best that we can do with what we're given. So
yo, I'm gonna clip that, and I'm gonna make a reel where he says like, yo, so how do you do all of this, you know, for the YouTube, you know, and he's like, well, I'm not really worried about the YouTube, and then it's gonna go I'm gonna put this sound effect behind it. It's gonna go and then I'm just gonna zoom in on your face. Like it's gonna like hit you. It's like, yo, I'm not really worried about the YouTuber. He's like,
did you notice after he said all that, her body language kind of changed a little bit? She was kind of like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you watched her, she's like, that. Oh my god! Like, can we switch the conversation? I hope he. And then she's like, oh, he's still talking. Okay, like
literally. I'm not really worried about the YouTuber.
It's the moment when he realizes it, though. It's like that's the funny part for me is when he realized it, he's like, "Oh shit!" He really, because he really was. He said he was like, not that I have anything against the YouTubers, because I am. And Anthony's just like, it's all good, man.
He's like, well, I'm not. If I worried every time a fucking stupid ass YouTube fucker, I mean, no disrespect to the YouTubers or whatever. It was like shots.
Yeah.
Boom! Kick that dude in the head, man. All right, that's cool. We'll go back. So, I love it, man. I love it. I think we got one more coming from the great and also cunning Sauron himself, if I'm not mistaken, right? Anything to clue us in for this interview right here, Mr. Anthony?
This one went a little bit different. Like I always, in my mind, it's always like first and foremost. It's almost always like a boxing match. Like in my mind, it's like, you know, first off, I'm usually the only person that look like us in the room, right? Like I'm usually the only person. Yeah. So like then I always have to try to combat any preconceived expectations and make them think, right? Like I always want to make them think, be memorable, and just let you know, welcome us. We have thoughtful things. So like, so this one went a little bit different. You'll see, I think in the first question is one way, and then the rest of the questions go better. So like, I'm like, because when I was supposed to interview him, it wasn't supposed to just be him. It was supposed to be him and Kellen Brimbor. But I think they can't. Yeah, but it ended up just being him one-on-one. So you'll see it in the interview. I'm excited for it.
That's kind of a gem though. That you know what I'm saying? Like you were going to have him and Calibrimborm, and then so I mean, I feel in a way. I mean, there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no qualms against Calibrimbor's character at all. Like I absolutely love his character, but I mean, I feel like you got a better opportunity with him not being there to kind of go in more depth into his deception and how his mastering how he created that character to give us Sauron. Because I mean, master of this man, he reached new heights with his manipulation and how it was so beautifully displayed in every conversation he had with every single person. It was a way to deceive, you know what I'm saying, and get ultimately what he wanted, and that's what he got out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly think that that was kind of a gem, to be honest with you.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Anthony.
Nah, go for it. Like I'm excited to see it.
Okay, let's take a look at what none other than Sauron had to share with our good friend Anthony here. Exclusive content coming directly from New Blurred Order. Let's run it.
Anthony with themovieblog.com. First and foremost, let me bow before the might of Sauron. Okay, let me just get that out of the way. Show mercy on me.
Thanks, Anthony. Thank you.
Halbrand has had quite the evolution over these 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So what's it been like navigating the transition? First, an aimless man, and then learning you're actually playing Sauron and evolving into this darker character that we're seeing now. How did you actually approach portraying these internal shifts?
I think it's all about, for me, trying to make it consistent with what Tolkien wrote. And that's whenever I feel any doubts or confusion, I just go back to the text and I try and find the inspiration from different parts, whether it's the Silmarillion or the Akallabeth, Rings of Power, the appendices. Like there is so much stuff there that I can draw upon, and it's a joy. Like that's the thing. It all comes back to that, and connecting all these different forms of the character, and they all come back to Sauron's goals and what Tolkien wrote about what Sauron was trying to achieve.
That I love to see. I've been really obsessed with how you balance his charisma with his darker intentions underneath. What's been the most rewarding and challenging part of playing that duality?
I think it is challenging to try and not sink too far one way or the other and maintaining the truth, because the deceiver, you can get kind of caught up with deception and mustache twiddling and having too much fun with it, so it becomes a bit caricature-y. And for me, I really wanted to try and keep it grounded in the reality and still revel in playing this villainous character, but then feeling the weight of the responsibility that he holds in the story, because he has to be the evil, like he is the antagonist, but he sees himself as the protagonist, which I think is quite fun. He thinks that everything he's doing is right and for the good of Middle Earth.
How's it going so far, Anthony?
So I'm not going to say I didn't like his first answer, but it felt like it was rehearsed. Like I've watched a few other interviews with the creators, and one of the things that I hear sometimes is that they'll say something like they go back to the text. And when I heard him say it, I'm like, it felt like copy and paste answer, which is fine. You know, that could be just how he sincerely felt. But you know, I like when I stump them. Like I want them to think off the top of their head. So with him, it's like I said, it's always like a boxing match. I'm trying to figure out how to disarm you and then like get you to really talk.
So you could detect exactly what you're trying to avoid, which is too much redundancy in interviews. You don't want to have the same answer he gave to the dude that was on the screen 10 minutes before he came to your screen, and you peeked it and you said, nah, homeboy, and stepped away for the next answer. Is the next answer, I think, was a little bit more to where you're liking.
Yeah, you know, with these, I'll sometimes have like 7 or 8 questions. And depending on how the conversation goes is when I'll pick what question I'm going to throw at them. Smart. So like the first time I saw he was a little guarded. The second time he started to think a little and he was like, oh, I don't want to be mustache twirly. I don't want to be character.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, now you're starting to talk to me. Now I'm going to hit you with a real question.
The mustache, that was an interesting choice of words. I thought that was fascinating. And I do want to real quick comment on, before we finish up with that interview, on what you said before, which is the fact that you almost, as a black man who's into this type of shit, immediately have to confront the dispelling of the stereotype of you being a black man, let's just keep it real, with a hat on backwards, t-shirt that just popped up on the screen in a room that looks like exactly in a room that looked like it could be your son's. All right, we got the same type of room, by the way. I mean, look, same shit. And within the first few seconds of you opening your mouth and articulating your questions, I think it immediately they're like, okay, my bad, this ain't some hood nigga. Even though you might be a hood nigga, you know what I'm saying? You're not approaching it. You're approaching it with the same respect of like Ahmad Rashad, you know what I'm saying, or Stephen A. Smith, or like a legit action. I don't know if I should have included Stephen A. In that one, interview. But you get the point I'm saying. Like, Ty, you feel what I'm saying, right? Like he's representing for the culture, but doing it as a member of the culture, speaking like somebody who's actually in the building with the actors. You know, it's his interview of the actor, like that dude, that famous dude, I don't know his name, who does those interviews, actors, but in true Blurred fashion. Ty, how dope is that?
I mean, his questions, the way he words his questions, the way that he his cadence in asking the questions, everything comes off eloquently. And so I think when they see the background, like you said, when they see the background, they see him, he pulls up, he's got his hat to his back, you know, to the back, he's just chilling, but you know what I'm saying, or whatever, he's in his comfort. But when he asks these questions and poses, they're like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting this to be so layered. I wasn't expecting this to be so detailed. I wasn't expecting this at all. So now I gotta reach in my bag because I had something that I was ready to just, like he said, copy and paste. I had something that was already prepared, but this goes outside of that. Now I have to think outside the box, and you know what? This guy's good. That boy good. That boy good.
You see it in their face.
Yeah.
After when he first asked the first question, they be like, when their eyes dart to the top right, you know, and he's like, okay, all right, I got him. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing it while looking like DJ Jazzy Jeff. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, my man is killing it. All right, man, let's see what else he had to say with Sauron.
I've noticed that Anatar's interactions with, well, everyone knows that his interactions with Celebrimbor are crucial to the future of Middle-earth. Mm-hmm. How did you prepare for those scenes where Anatar is subtly nudging Celebrimbor toward creating the rings? Like, what kind of dynamic did you aim to build with Charles in those scenes?
I think we spent a lot of time together developing the characters and trying to work on. And we, of course, had a scene at the end of the last season where we could see how each other worked. And throughout this season, we were very serious and we spent a lot of time talking about the scenes, like adjusting little things here and there. But when we worked, we didn't talk too much about it, to be honest. We just kind of let it happen and kept the atmosphere light. And I think because the content of what we were doing was so heavy, we wanted to keep it light off screen, and there was a lot of laughter and fun, and yeah, we're really good friends.
The transformation from Anatar to the Sauron that we all know is a major, we all know this is going to be a major pivot for your character. What can fans expect from this eventual shift, and how that darker side is going to be revealed, or at least what's your preparation for that shift?
I don't know. I think you start to see him sort of descend a little bit into, like, his more Sauron traits come out by the end of this season, particularly with the torture of Celebrimbor and all these things that start to slowly emerge. In terms of shifting into Sauron, I'm curious to see what the showrunner's plan is, because I'm in the dark. But I have some certain ideas, and for me, it's always circumstantial. In the same way Halbrand was for Galadriel, Anatar was for Celebrimbor, Sauron has to... He's not just going to change shape for the sake of it. It's got to serve a purpose. And I'm really curious to see where it ends up going. But yeah, I don't know at this stage.
Yo, that was deep.
Right.
That was deep. You caught that, Yaz?
Yeah, I did.
He's deciding which figure is most cunning to his victim, which in a sense, Halbrand was for the elves and the humans, right? Because he became Halbrand before he met Galadriel. So he was already in deceptive mode. But now he knows that he has to fuck with the elves themselves. So what does he become? And I never, bro. And the question brought that out.
Deception. It's so thick and it's so deep. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I was like, this is gold, because he literally, like, he portrayed, that's why the talk between Celebrimbor and Galadriel, you know what I'm saying? Like when he hands her the rings and he's apologizing and she's saying, no, like I was deceived as well. Like he portrayed to them in the figure that he thought would get through to them. And it did. And he deceived them. It's, you know what I'm saying? And it worked so well. And it was so crushing to them, because they're the purest of souls. He crushed the purest of, you know what I'm saying, of the elves, you know what I'm saying? So Galadriel the warrior, you know what I mean? Like, and Celebrimbor, the maker of the rings, like he delved deep into their souls and revealed ugly things about themselves that they never knew, you know what I'm saying? It's there's so much layers to this. He brought it out of them, and it was seamless. It was beautiful. So yeah, this interview was, oh god, it's fucking gold. That's all I gotta say.
Pristine. Did you get everything you wanted out of it? I didn't see anything. I mean, other than when you said it started one way and went another. I think you're referring to the fact that he tried to just hit you with the generic interview, but then by the end of it, he was a little bit more on point. Was that what you were referring to, Anthony?
Yeah, and I was trying to get him to open up, right? Like one thing I can usually tell if the person is really engaged with me is if they, like you said, they start looking off, they're thinking, or if they smile.
Yeah,
like, he started to smile as the interview went further along, and I'm like, all right, now you're talking to me. You're not just talking at me. So that was good, and I hope he remembers me. I think he might actually remember me when it comes time to talk again for season 3.
Oh yes,
I think all of them will remember you.
Yeah,
I'm sure they probably had a conversation afterwards about you. Like, hey, like who'd you interview? Oh, I just interviewed with Anthony. I'm like, oh, he gave you those tough questions, didn't he?
Oh, but he's such a fucking hard ass. He's a hard ass.
They said they were fighting over me.
You said
they were fighting over me. Like I was supposed to talk to, because I also talked to the Nori actress and the queen, and the queen Midiel. So Miriel, I had them,
the black ones,
well, okay. The Nori's not black, but I had them together, and like it was like, am I going to them or am I going to Sauron? They're like, well, they actually want you in both the rooms. We got to figure out which one you could go to first.
Tag team back again. Check it directed. Let's begin.
But that's because you want to know why that is, though, that they're fighting over, like, you know, because you leave them with wanting more. Like they didn't expect the interview they got, and they want more. They want to tell you more things. They want you to peer it out of them. You know what I'm saying? Because that you're so well at doing that. And I think I think once all the interviews are done, they literally, like, when they're on set or, you know what I'm saying, talking to each other, they meet up, they're like, yo, what question did Anthony leave you stumped with? Because he left me stumped, like, quite, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a conversation they definitely have because of how seamless your interviews are.
Yeah, and on top of that, you don't ask shit like, so what's better, Popeyes or Publix chicken? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of shit I'd be asking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so is it cold in England right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Dumbass shit. So kudos to you, my man. Let's keep these coming. We got more. I mean, maybe let's save a couple for next week or another future week, man, because this is classic. This is phenomenal. Can we just real quick tip our hats to Anthony? Like, my man is doing big things. And so you got to get your flowers from us, homeboy. And they fighting over you. Well, so is we, goddammit. Like, you fucking with us now, goddammit. One of us. All right, man. Well, listen, let's go ahead. The Rings of Power is on Fuego. If you ain't been watching it, please do yourself a favor. Tune in Amazon Prime. This show is doing shit I was not expecting a show to be able to do. Is it the perfect show, best show ever been on TV? No. But it is a very, 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 very good investment of your time, in my opinion, especially if you are one that is into the J.R. Tolkien novels as well as the movies. But there are other projects afoot. Before we start talking about some of the side projects that we were talking about, I think Ty said that there was there's a Vox Machina season 3, I believe, coming out. Nali referred to a couple other shows. Ty, yes, there's a show, the eating on the floors, and all that other shit. So we will talk about that. But before we go any further, we have got to talk about this goddamn show, Agatha. All right, and hopefully we don't mess up any interviews for Anthony with this commentary.
Go for it.
I have feelings on Agatha. Real quick, just a quick survey. Who's had a chance to see the last episode of Agatha? Who's caught up? We caught up everybody but Anthony. Anthony, you gonna hang out for it? Or you want to come back?
I'm hanging out. I'm gonna hang out. Spoil it. Go for it. I'm not worried.
Cool. All right, let me do this without Anthony included. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna take this down and just give me thumbs up if you liked it, loved it. Thumbs down if you hated it. Meh in the middle if you felt either way. I'm gonna take it down in 3, 2, 1. Oh wow. We are definitely uneven this morning. Let me start with Nali. Nali, what are your thoughts on this episode? You seem to have a reluctant thumb up in the air. What say you about Agatha this particular time, this now?
Okay, so while I agree, I do not like Agatha's I get Catherine Hahn's acting. I get it. It's the character. But that makes me not like the character. But I like everybody else. And so everyone else kind of pulls it for me, which is kind of sad because the show is about her. But anyway, I love everybody else. I wasn't a huge fan of the first 2 episodes, but this episode I was like, they might be doing something. And I might be here for it. I'm okay with that.
Can I ask you what it was that made you say that?
I think it was just finally getting into the trial and things like that, and them figuring out and then seeing what their I guess, how would you call them? What each person's individual trial hallucination was. Oh, y'all got some dark histories. Are we gonna delve into it? Do I get to know more? We name dropped Mephisto, who bound them?
That happened.
I got questions that I'm hoping I get answers to, but also rest in peace, Mrs. Davis.
I'm not accepting that one either. I'm not accepting.
She looked kind of.
She did.
Them
eyes were blue.
She looked expired. She looked chunkier than milk in a hot Arizona sun. So she's done. So I'm just gonna. She's done.
All right, I'm not conceding her death yet, nor am I conceding the death of Arondir. I still think he's alive. Remember, they're orcs, all right? And they both got stabbed at the same time. All right. Orcs are just old elves or fucked up elves. Anyway, we done moved on. Yes, you like this as well, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I like how just different it is from, everything that's on right now. You know what I mean? Like it's full on. Like Halloween is my favorite season. So, no matter what, I'm all in when it's Halloween, and it's got witches, it's got women of color, we walking down the purple brick road, the purple flower road, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just, I like the, all the witch tidbits. Like if you really watch the ending scenes, you'll see little Disney, they show like, little Disney tidbits inside there, like, Lisa Simpson is a witch, and just different things. It's cute and it's cheeky. So I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I'm along for the ride. And I thought it was actually like a great addition that they added Kitty Foreman to the cast. I thought that was like, the coolest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Like hearing her laugh and, watching her, I thought that was a cool transition from she being one of the, only members of Westview that, she interacted with, that was still, continuing on. So I thought that this episode was really funny because Kitty had a lot of funny, like little tidbits that she was saying, like she wanted to drink the blood of the virgin that she never got to drink. You know what I'm saying? We never know if that's going to help bring her back. So I'm excited to see where all the trials lead, because they seem really, really interesting where they're going with them. And I'm curious to find out what is up with this boy, this teen that Agatha keeps antagonizing, and she's like, she's in full mom mode with him without even, you know what I'm saying, knowing who he is. So I'm really excited to see where that relationship kind of goes. And when we find out who he is he really Nikki, the boy that she gave up for the Darkhold? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I have a lot of questions about this. So I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, that is interesting. Ty, what you think?
First of all, no one truly dies in the Marvel universe anymore. So that part, we can address this later. But I'm gonna keep it pretty short, man. Wicked is supposed to be coming out, and this feels a lot like The Wizard of Oz. And that this whole storyline feels like we're off to see the wizard. And I'm just not. I mean, I do like some of the characters. I particularly like Jess, I believe is her name, which is the the Black Witch, and I particularly like her because she did what any Black person would do when a house starts filling up with water. She got the fuck out real quick. Didn't ask no questions. Didn't wait to see if somebody else was going to go first. Soon as that water started coming through that thing, she jumped in that oven and got the fuck up out of there. And I was like, yo, now see, I like that, Jess. You was not playing right there. So and she didn't play. She wasn't playing when they was like, messing with her about the spell. She was like, look, I ain't did this shit before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like, shoot, I don't know. I don't remember everything, but the Mephisto shout out, that was cool.
I know you jumped out your seat. Yeah.
But I didn't jump out of my seat. And I'm gonna tell you why, because we went a whole season of WandaVision predicting his ass only to not have him. And I would not be surprised if they tease us again with that shit and you never see him again. So until I see him, I'm gonna keep myself. But yeah, man, it's so far it's 3 episodes in. I'm like, man, but I'm gonna keep watching because that's what we do.
Just a quick side note for those who are unfamiliar, Shazir Zamata, if you think she looks familiar, is because she was originally a member of the SNL cast. If you recall, back in the day, there was, for one season, just before she was hired, there was a controversy about there never being a Black woman member of the SNL cast. So right before Leslie Jones got casted, she was the first Black woman casted as an SNL official cast member. Now, she only ended up staying there for 1 or 2 seasons, But she was, as you can tell, she was on the What Up with That a lot of times, and she did a lot of stuff with Keenan, and so it was nice to see her back in the fray, because sometimes I get worried about SNL cast members when they leave the show and whether they have a history. Now, all right, so let me give my little take, if it's okay. Man, I hate. Look, for those who are going to interview with Anthony, please don't listen to me, and this is not representative of the whole show, but this freaking episode made me hate the show. Okay, this episode pissed me the fuck off. Let me start over. This is the episode that the doors opened. Am I right? Or no, that was last episode. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So last episode, I started to hate this shit when they started doing the fucking singing bullshit. I'm tired of the singing. Don't sing to me. I know it was a chant. I get it. But they was off key. They wasn't in the right rhythm. It was so it was annoying as shit, because they're witches, and I wanted them to do some witch shit, not some gospel choir shit. Cut up a frog, stab a virgin, drink some blood, conjure up some lightning. You're singing a fucking lullaby to go into a dark realm? Fuck you, dog. That shit sucks as a plot line. I'm sorry. Okay. Then the whole, we have to now rehabilitate every witch that's ever been mentioned. Ever since the history of time, they're trying to whitewash Hansel and Gretel. Oh, I'm not going in the oven. They put bitch, the oven that you tried to cook the kids with when you was in the forest with the candy house, bitch. They're trying to rehabilitate the Wicked Witch of the West, which we know Wicked's coming out as well. They're trying to make it, you're the one that making everybody think that we all eat cats and we all use brooms and blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's the theme with witches, but let's go dark. Stop with the funny light shit. I'm waiting for some blood to be spilt, not a chick to get frozen at the end of the episode. And it's dragging out. What are we even doing? And Agatha, what is the plot? What are we fighting against? What are we fighting for? You know what I'm saying?
Redemption. That's the whole point. They're going on the road to redeem what they lost, and all of them have a different thing that they lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the plot is. You asked, I told you.
I mean, yeah, I heard
their powers. They're trying to get their powers back.
Right.
Is that? But so let me get this straight. The first 15 minutes of Agatha All Along, episode 1, is spent in a dreamlike state in which none of that plot line has any relevance to the actual plot now. All right, because each episode is 26 minutes. It's not a lot of time. So the next few minutes of that episode is spent meeting the possible future son that maybe has a sigil put on him or some shit. The next episode, we're convincing a bunch of older friends to join us to the Purple Brick Road. All right, now we're in the Purple Brick Road. Who are we fighting? Who are the people that showed up? Who? What the hell is going on? I'm so frustrated with this show, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And let me tell you, I bet that if this was a Netflix show, which it wouldn't be because it's too lighthearted. Let's just gonna keep it real. Like this is a PG show. I know Ty was pissed about the nudity, but this is a PG show. If this show was darker, it feels like it's supposed to be darker. It is way too lighthearted for a show about witches, in my opinion. And that's, I think, where I'm getting lost. Nolly, please put me back in my place. I know I'm not a Wiccan. I never played one on TV. Is this what it really is? I mean, maybe I'm just jaded because I thought that the element of Wiccan would be a little bit more craft-like. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more light as a feather, less, oh, do you see what I see type of bullshit or whatever the fuck they were singing. Like, what am I missing here, Nolly? Am I tripping? Please talk me off this cliff.
Okay. So yes, some witches do sing their chants, so that's totally valid. Also, I thought it was a bop. I was over there throwing ass in my living room. I was high, but that's not the point. Anyway. Also, yeah, I mean, okay, so the first 15 minutes didn't have anything to do with the plot, but remember, it's been so many years since we had WandaVision that they needed that little reminder of what happened to everyone after the spell was lifted. And then, we have what's going on. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. I know there's a lot of like everyone's frustrated with like all the Mephisto teasers we keep getting, but remember Mephisto's confirmed to be an Ironheart, so this is setting the story of like that section of the MCU where we're dealing more with magic than we are with like brawn and muscles and America's ass, and so. This is kind of, I guess it's like new MCU territory-ish, so I want to give it a chance. I don't want to completely shit on it. Do I have things I don't like about it? Absolutely, and I totally agree, and your opinions are valid, but I'm also saying just hear her out a little bit. Okay. If we can make it through She-Hulk, we can make it through this.
Fair enough. She-Hulk was, I still feel like She-Hulk was I think the CGI gave it the worst rap, but it did make me laugh a couple times. Come on, but anyway, but all right. I feel that makes a little bit more sense. I guess. Look, you've lost Anthony. Look, Anthony's got the Bane mask on. I don't know if he's even going to watch it. Like, he's one of those people in Suicide Squad when they had the things over their faces like.
I would watch the next episode. Like this episode didn't really have, you know what I'm saying, too much. Anthony, if you're short on time. This episode was kind of like a filler episode, technically speaking. Like Bad Ty likes to point out we have filler episodes to get us on the storyline. So this technically would be, I guess, considered a filler episode. I feel like the next episode, the second trial, will maybe be, you know what I'm saying, like more of, something crazy is going on, I guess, and we'll dive more into this. But I honestly, like, if we had to do a guess, like, I just want to ask you guys right now, do you think that Kitty is Mephisto?
No.
Sharon, because remember, like, that was her name for some reason was a big reason. Like Sharon Davis, I feel like that, like there was something with that, you know what I'm saying? Because she kept alluding to, I'm not Mrs. Hart, I'm Sharon. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like for some reason that is super important, and we'll dive into that a little bit more. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe Kitty may not be fully dead. I think Kitty was just there to kind of get them along the way. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see remnants of her back, but not as Kitty.
Ty, if they do this, is it Mephisto? Is it not Mephisto?
We're not doing that. We're not doing that again. We're not doing that. We are not doing that at all.
You think it's Nikki? You think it's Nikki?
I don't think it's anybody, because I'm not about to do that again. Let's go
down the road.
Until Mephisto shows up, I will not. The fact that they just teased them, they're doing the same thing that they're doing what they did with WandaVision. They just want all the blogs to be sitting here arguing who's Mephisto and all of the publicity that comes along with that. I'm not marketing for Marvel anymore. I'm not doing that. Until they send me a check in the mail, I refuse to do that. So she's right now she's a dead woman until further notified of her variant or whatever, that Marvel will throw in there. But I think that you have a point, but I think that also has a lot to do with what Wanda did to the town in the first place. Remember, she had a lot of people thinking they were people that they weren't, and that's kind of maybe why she called her that, because that was her name, but she now knows that her who she truly is. So that could be what that is.
I gotta say that one of my favorite characters in this show is the next door neighbor, the black dude. He's always like groceries or some shit. He's always like, man, what's up? Yeah, you've been living here 3 years. You know what I'm saying? What the heck? Do you see that shit? You seen the witches came out? I was like, are you seeing it? Even in WandaVision, he was one of my favorites. So I like that, man. Well, listen, Agatha, you're at a net negative right now for me. Okay, so I need you to pull back up this next episode and bring me back to life, Evanescence style, because this shit right here is not it. It's not it for me.
Surgery, please. No more plastic surgery where everybody's got Botox.
Yo, that was
the Big Mama's house face shit is not where it's at. Okay, this episode it was too much of nothing for me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend the Wiccan and the Coven community, but there are better representations of your lifestyles, so to speak. And I just hope that this is not where we're going now, because if I'm being honest, this is emblematic of Marvel Productions as of right now. Anyway, find something to build nothing around and put it in the public. But let's go ahead and start wrapping up real quick. Thank y'all. And man, real quick again, Anthony killed it with the interviews today, but there are some other things that are going on. If I'm not mistaken, you all had some things for us to look forward to. Yes, you said that there was another movie coming out, right? I mean, a sequel.
Yeah, so a Vox Machina drops on October 4th. So that's next Friday, season 3 drops. So definitely look out for that, because we're going to definitely be discussing the first episodes that drop. That's going to be crazy. If you guys remember where we left off, if you didn't, I would go and rewatch, because shit's going to be epic. And also on Netflix, we're going to be having a show that we did discuss briefly a couple, back when it was out. It's called The Platform. Definitely look out for season 2, because I feel like season 2 is going to be way more gritty than season 1, and I cannot wait to dive into this craziness.
Okay,
and then
okay.
You had a couple of things too, like Nolly and Bad Tie. I think they had a couple of shows that are movies.
Yeah. Ty, did you say something? You mentioned something earlier, or are we done?
Yeah, I think we just got some trailers to look at. I know there is an anthology series. I think you guys said it's called Secret Level. That I saw that's supposed to drop on Prime really soon, December 10th. So I think that I saw the trailer for that, and it looked pretty interesting.
Well, one of the things we've been blessed with is the ability to check out some future things that haven't been dropped already, and Anthony has been extremely instrumental in this. We just got I think the new intro from Vox Machina. And we might be able to show that right here on the way out real quick. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So, all right, my man. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and let's give this a gander. This is the new updated season 3 Vox Machina intro. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a go. Here it is. Let's see what we all think about it. Shoot. Exclusive access. I'm gonna go ahead and give us all thumbs up for that, because we always looking forward to it, man. Everybody on this bitch loves Vox Machina. So let's look forward to discussing that, as well as Rings of Power next episode. The finale, I believe, is coming up next week. Penguin will probably have more episodes under our belt, and we'll probably hopefully have a better episode of Agatha once we come back again next week. By the way, shout out to the Yankees or whatever. So let's go ahead and keep moving. I will see you guys next week, as we do this every single week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And as we always say, be your on behalf of myself, Ty, Anthony, Yaz, Nolly, folks who ain't with us, Kev, Tippy, Omar, Tyrone, everybody who messed with us, and you that is following us in the chat. Make sure you follow us on all of the streaming sites, as well as Ty would say if we have more time. But like we always say, please be your authentic self. If you ain't being yourself, then you're being fake. And ain't no honor in that, no matter whether you're on Numenor, Middle Earth, or Elrond, or whatever the hell you is, or Westview for that matter. And in all things, like we always say, if you a geek in real life, go ahead, let that good geek flag fly. Deuces.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Whoa.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass ninja with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I